Oh my god, bro. 1 trillion is actually kind of insane. Yo, what's good YouTube? So today we are playing Sailor Piece, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how to maximize your damage so you can hit 1 trillion. And as you guys can see, currently my stats are looking like this. Actually not that crazy. Some people have like 5 to 10% more damage than mine, but it's still enough to hit 1 trillion. The way I'm going to make this video is I'm going to separate it into 2 sections: a nuke build for the melee and a constant damage build for the melee. Just so like if you want to see big damage on the screen, you can use the nuke build. If you want to do consistent damage on like a boss or something, you can use the other build. All right, so without further ado, let's just hop into this video. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the artifacts. I feel like it is the most important thing in the game when it comes to just like maximizing your damage. And currently the best artifact in the game is a Bissell crown, and I'm just going to give you guys a quick little rundown on like the max values of every single artifact and like the main stats and substats you guys want. All right, so starting off with the helmet, you would need main stat HP or HP percent, doesn't really matter. The substats matter a lot. So you want damage, you want crit damage, and you want crit chance. Okay, so those are the 3 substats you want for helmet. Next, for glove, the main stat is always going to be damage percent, so it doesn't matter. What matters is the substats again. So you want crit chance and crit damage. For the body, you want main stat, crit damage, not crit chance. Crit damage is a lot better, just saying. So if you have a crit chance piece, try to move it to a crit damage main stat. And then for the substats, you want damage and crit chance. Now, last but not least, we got the boots. Main stat, you want damage percent, substat, crit chance, and crit damage. So that's pretty much it for the artifacts. I'm gonna move on to all the other things in C2, and then we'll move down to like all the things in C1 that increases your damage. All right guys, so we are currently in Bazaar Island, and if you guys come all the way over here and talk to this relic crafter, you guys can craft a damage relic that gives you a 30% increase in damage, as you guys will see. This is what the relic looks like. So that is a big thing in C2 that increases your damage. Another thing in C2 that increases your damage is the guild system. If you just pull up to Punch Island and go down the road in the middle, turn right, there's going to be a guild NPC. I do recommend you guys join a guild. Link in the description for my guild if you guys want to try out. But pretty much there's an upgrade page in the guild and you can get an increase in stats. So as you guys can see, I get a 15% increase in damage, a 5% increase in crit damage, and a 2% increase in crit chance. So that is another thing in C2 that will contribute to making you do a lot more damage. And then the last thing in C2 that will help you is Crystal Defense. Crystal Defense is a game mode kind of like Boss Rush and Tower. You just get these coins from the game mode and you upgrade your stats. You can get 25% max damage. You can get 15% crit damage and 5% crit chance, which is adding a lot. But honestly, the best thing about the Crystal Defense is the title that you get. The title that you get is Demon Dweller. As you guys can see, it gives me 100% increase in damage, which is really insane. You pretty much just got to play this game mode and just pray that you get the title. And yeah, that's about it for C2. All right guys, so we are currently in C2. We're on the very first island, and right now I'm going to be covering race, bloodline, trait, ruin, and accessory. I did not cover 2 things in C2 because I wanted to wait for this moment. So pretty much best race for the melee is Warlord. That's the race you want to have. Best accessory, Demon Wing. This is the one thing I did not mention when I talked about the Crystal Defense. You do get the Demon Wing from the Crystal Defense. It's the only way you can get it. Best trait in the game, Emperor. Best ruin, Primordial Ruin. And then best bloodline is Demonic. Okay, so a lot of people think that Primordial or Astral is the best bloodline, but the reason why the Demonic bloodline is better is because the passive for the bloodline, you can't see it here. I'll put it up on the screen. It is very good. It pretty much gives you a 20% chance for an increase of 30% damage. right? So this is why the demonic is so good. If you get lucky, you can do 30% more damage than you would usually do. All right. Okay, so next up we got power, spec passive, and clan. We are going to separate these two, as I said before at the beginning of the video, into a nuke and a consistent build. We're going to start off with the nuke build. Obviously for the nuke build, you're going to need altar and you are going to need curse brand. Okay, so the reason why you need curse brand, the stats are pretty decent but not too crazy. Obviously max value is 30% damage, 4% crit chance, and 12% crit damage. But the main thing that makes the curse brand so good is the passive. After hitting an NPC, it takes 15% increased damage. All right. And then the best spec passive would be rampage. As you guys can see, I got 28% combo ramp and 28% damage with like decent crit chance and decent crit damage. Not the best piece. I haven't got lucky with my rampage yet. Max value you can get on a rampage is 30% damage, 30% combo ramp, 4% crit chance, and 10% crit damage. Very, very good. So now that I've explained the nuke build, I'm actually going to show you guys how to use it so you can do that increased amount of damage. All right, guys, so we are currently in C2 and I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how to build up combo ramp. So the first thing you want to do is you want to stack up your M1s, 11 billion. So I'm doing 11 billion on M1, and pretty much if you just stack. All right, so I think I stacked up the combo rep enough. It should do an increased amount of damage now. Yeah, 16 billion on a M1. Before it was doing 11 billion. So pretty much after you hit the NPC like a lot and you get the combo ramp, all you have to do is use 5 abilities to do alter. If you guys don't understand, you do 5 abilities, and then on the 6th ability, you do your F skill. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you come over here where you can't hit NPCs, and then you use your F skill. So that's pretty much how you do 1 trillion damage. Not too complicated, actually pretty simple once you kind of understand how it works. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and cover the consistent damage build. Okay. All right, guys, so we are back on the very first island of C2, and I'm going to be doing the consistent build. So honestly, there really is only one difference, and it's the power. You just want to use Colossus. Okay, so the max values is 34% damage, 3% crit chance, and 10% crit damage. But what really makes it really good is the passive. You can do 25% more damage to bosses. This is really, really good for, like, you know, maybe a more consistent build, because the main content in the game right now is bosses, like, I guess, Sea Beast, or like, I don't know, Tower or Crystal Defense. And if you want to do more damage to them, you're going to need Colossus. So I would just run the exact same build that we're currently running and use Colossus, and you will do an insane amount of damage consistently. But honestly, yeah, that's pretty much the only difference. All right, so we are currently in C1 Sailor Island, and you want to come over here and talk to the stat reroll NPC, and you want to get Z stat on damage, on crit chance, and on crit damage. As you guys can see, I got 30% increase in damage, 7% increase in crit chance, and 35% increase in crit damage. It is a lot. If I had to estimate the amount of gems you're gonna have to use, it's probably gonna be like 50 million to like upgrade all of these stats for damage. And then the next thing you want to do after that is you want to pull up over here to the boss rush, and you want to upgrade damage, percent, crit damage, and crit chance. The way you do that is you play the game mode, you get these rush coins, and you can max all of these out. Pretty simple. And then right after that, I would do the same thing for tower. You come over here, talk to the tower upgrade NPC, same thing as boss rush. You play the game mode, get the tower tokens, upgrade the damage stats, damage percent, crit damage, and crit chance. You do also get the best rune in the game from doing tower, which is Primordial Ruin. It gives you an increase of 120% damage and a multiplier. Very, very good. So make sure you do get Primordial from the Infinite Tower. Okay, so we are currently in Slime Island. I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how to upgrade the skill tree. And this is the skill tree NPC. You just talk to them, and you can see, as you can see, there's a crit damage, damage percent, and crit chance. So pretty much you get 25% damage from the skill tree, 25% crit damage and 5% crit chance if you max everything out. And you get these skill points from killing NPCs, so you can upgrade these stats. The amount of NPCs you need to kill to get a single skill point is 250 NPC kills. So the best way to do that is you come over here to Shinjuku, stand right here and use your C skill with Quake. It should hit left and right and just do like a lot of damage. If you guys are in C2 and you want to do the same exact thing, you pretty much just want to pull up all the way over here and pull out your Quake and use your C skill. Should hit both left and right and kill both. So that's the method to like farm skill tree in C2 or C1. All right, guys, so we are currently on C1 Snow Island, and if you guys pull up over here, there will be a Haki NPC right here. And if you want to get Haki, you just talk to the Haki trainer, do the quest, and you will get Haki. The next thing you're going to want to do is get Conqueror's Haki. If you pull up to Shibuya, you want to run towards the Curse King boss, and you just want to pull up upside this building, go all the way around, and you will see the Conqueror Haki trainer. To do this quest, I believe you need like level 5 ascension and like a few other requirements, and you should be able to complete the quest. And after you're done doing all that, you're gonna get a crazy amount of stats. I'll show you right now. You're gonna get 75% from Haki, and Conqueror's Haki, you're gonna get 34%. That is an insane amount. I believe it's about like 109% increase in damage, which is pretty insane. And low-key, that's pretty much the last thing for this damage guide. The only thing we have left to talk about is cosmetics and aura crates. So if you come over here, as you guys can see, I have aura crates and cosmetics. I did use a lot of my aura crates, so they're pretty much gone. But pretty much you need these aura crates and cosmetic crates to get aura and cosmetics. And honestly, any legendary cosmetic or aura will give you the damage boost you need. It will give you a 15% increase in damage for both the aura and the cosmetic, which will also give you a 15% increase in damage, totaling in about 30% increase in damage from your aura and cosmetic. And low-key, that's about it for this damage guide. If you guys like this type of content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all boys on the next one.